Welcome everybody to another recent CD purchases video. As you can see, I have a big stack here. But before we get in this video, if you haven't already, please hit that subscribe button. Help support my channel. Also give me motivation to make more videos like this one. I know it's been about a week since my last video. So reason being is I've been a little busy. It didn't take me a whole week, but for those of you that always are looking at my CD wall behind me, it's actually extended. So I added an entirely new shelving unit, which I want to show off in a video where I kind of show off my whole music room here, which I know I always talk about it, but I want to do it very soon. Okay, so all these CDs we're going to get right into are ones I bought from the past week and weekend. A couple ones on top are from Goodwill store, they're like $1, something I got off of Amazon, and the rest are local CD finds. So we're going to get right into it. First up, Biohazard, New World Disorder. I already have 2 Biohazard CDs, I believe, which I bought at a discount for like $1, so I added this one. I know this one's more of their, I want to say their new metal period. This came out in 1999. It also features a rapper called Sticky Fingers. I don't know, someone else has him as like a guest artist on one of their albums. Don't really know him besides that. Next up, John Cougar. I believe this is his second album. I can't remember the name of the first one, but this is a decent album before he would go on and change his name to John Mellencamp, and then he would be known as John Cougar Mellencamp. Features the great hit I Need a Lover. I love that intro to I Need a Lover. So it's such a cool cover there. You see Johnny there with his cigarette. So I got a quick question. I meant to ask this on Facebook and some of the groups I'm in. For those of you that have this CD and organize your CDs in alphabetical order, do you put this with Mellencamp or do you put this under C with Cougar? Do you keep all your guys' stuff together? Do you keep all John Cougar and John Cougar Mellencamp and John Mellencamp's together? Or do you split up by the couple CDs that are listed under John Cougar and John Cougar Mellencamp in the C's and then the Mellencamp stuff in the M's? You know I'm a CD nerd, so just curious what everyone else does. Let me know in the comments. Next up, CD by Slaughter. The 80s hair metal band, not the death metal band. This is Mass Slaughter, the best of Slaughter. I think I own about 2 studio albums from Slaughter. Again, I picked this up for $1. It has 18 tracks on it. Basically, it's everything from their first 2 albums, and I believe 2 live tracks on here. So nothing really rare on there, but whatever. It's $1, added to their collection. Same thing I did with this one. The Best of Warrant features everything off Dirty Stinking Filthy Rotten Rich. I think that's it. Cherry Pie, and also Dog Eat Dog, which is a really heavy album, and unfortunately it's very underrated. It's also an acoustic version of I Saw Red on here, which is a great song from the Cherry Pie album. Next, I don't usually buy these extended version CDs, but this was one by Anthrax. I've never seen this before, and for $1 I didn't want to pass it up. Basically it's a live album. The reason they call it extended version is because the guys basically jam on it and do a little longer version than usual. I remember the first extended version CD I ever bought. I think it was back in like '98 or something. It was the Leonard Skinner extended versions, only because it was super cheap and I wanted to get it for obviously the hits we know, like Freebird and stuff like that. But obviously I grew up to realize I've heard that song way too many times and don't really need to hear it again. So yeah, this features John Bush on vocals and also Rob Caggiano on lead guitar. Next is one I thought I had, but I didn't. Hate Breeder by Children of Bodom. This is an original 1999 Nuclear Blast release, not the remastered one. Really heavy album by Children of Bodom. Obviously Alexi, amazing guitars, very underrated. He should have been, you know, glamorized much more than he has, and unfortunately he passed away in the beginning of 2021. Sorry, all the smoke and makes me thirsty. Next up, this one I got from Amazon. Quiet Riot, Live at the US Festival, CD and DVD combo. So this isn't the best sounding CD. DVD is cool to watch. I was a little disappointed with the sound quality on this. I'm a big fan of Quiet Riot, especially the Mental Health album, and I was a little disappointed. But whatever, I own it now. Next up are some rare ones. Metallica Classics Live. Basically a compilation, just collects a bunch of live Metallica tracks throughout their career from the early 80s with Cliff Burton, and there's a couple on here like from Woodstock 94, something from 96. So basically it's all stuff from Cliff Burton and a couple tracks with Jason Newsted on there. And then it was a package deal where it came with Classics Live Volume 2. This is the basically the later career, everything from the Black Album on, but there is, well actually I shouldn't say that, because there's well, everything on here is actually from Kill 'Em All up to the Black Album, but it all features Jason Newsted. Nothing on here featuring Cliff Burton. There's songs on here from the Cliff Burton era that he wrote but doesn't actually play on them. And another one, this one's called The Legendary Radio Broadcasts, Live on the Air of the Early Years, Metallica. This is a 4 CD set. Again, everything from Kill 'Em All up into the Black Album. As you can see there, it opens up. No booklet though, unfortunately. I believe this was a German pressing, a German import. Next we have Budgie with their debut album. This is a United Kingdom import. I have the box set, the MCA albums 73 to 75, but I didn't have the 2 albums that came before it, which is this amazing debut. Such a heavy rock band that gets overlooked. Doesn't really get mentioned with the really heavy metal bands of the early 70s like Deep Purple and Black Sabbath and Blue Cheer, but these guys were right in there. Same thing with Grand Funk Railroad. I mean, they were classified as heavy metal when they were around, and they're really heavy, and they got some great songs, but they don't really come up that often while talking about heavy metal. And as I said, I did not own this. This is the follow-up. This is Squawk. This was released in 1972. Again, super heavy album. Just a 3-piece this band is. And for those of you that don't know Budgie, I suggest look them up, especially if you're a hard rock or metal fan. You'll definitely like them. They're, I don't want to say claim to fame, but I feel like the most popular they ever got was that Metallica covers 2 of their songs. And again, don't quote me by saying the most popular they got. I don't want to discredit the guys. But Metallica covered 2 of their songs, which are Bread Fan and Crash Course in Brain Surgery, which appeared on the Garage Inc. double CD. Next up, one I didn't have. Thought I did, but I didn't. Both Sides of the Sky. This is obviously a posthumous release by Jimi Hendrix, released in 2018. There's some unreleased tracks on here, but altogether this is closer to like the Blues album, that 94 album that was just simply called Blues from Hendrix. A lot of bluesy tracks on here. Obviously the awesome artwork of Mr. Hendrix. Next, this is a London import. London, England. Ronnie James Story. Mightier Than the Sword. So this is a 2-disc set. Basically, it is what it says. The Ronnie James Dio Story, kind of a greatest hits collection. Like I said, 2-disc, collects everything that he's done throughout his career, from Elf, Rainbow, just along with credit to Roger Glover and Friends. Obviously Black Sabbath, his solo career, just simply called Dio. And then ends with 2 songs that he did with Heaven and Hell before his untimely passing. And the cool thing about this is it's in chronological order. So it starts with Elf, goes all the way through his career, and then, obviously through Rainbow, Black Sabbath, to his solo career. Then it comes back with I, which is an amazing song, one of my favorite songs from Dehumanizer, Black Sabbath, back in the Dio, and then back in the Black Sabbath when they did the Ronnie James Dio Years compilation, that ends with Heaven and Hell. Heaven and Hell, the band, not the album or song. Next up, Beach Boys. This is a later career album from the boys that I did not own. This one's called 15 Big Ones. This one is 2-fers, with the second disc being Love You, as you see the cover there. Beach Boys have a lot of 2-fers. I think almost every album they released was available to 2-fer, except for Pet Sounds. Don't quote me on that, I could be wrong. Next we have Zakk Wylde's Black Label Society. This is called Alcohol Fueled Brutality Live +5. 2-disc set. First disc is 13 tracks of all live, and disc 2 is actually an EP. 5 tracks, mostly covers. Heart of Gold, Snowblind on here, and also does a cover live of No More Tears, the Ozzy Osbourne song. Really cool artwork too. Next up, this is a CD that has eluded me through my life. I remember seeing this all the time in the old Columbia House and BMG catalogs, buying it, but it was always so expensive. And I was never really a computer guy. When I was a kid, when this first came out, I probably would say preteen, teenager, my family did own a computer, but obviously the internet wasn't what the internet is now. So basically we would do things on there is just look up encyclopedia things, basically like a digital encyclopedia. But this was always on here. Ed Hunter, Iron Maiden, comes with a PC ROM game. That's where I was getting at when I was talking about computers. So this is a 2-disc set, 3-disc I should say, 2-disc set, 20 tracks altogether. Kind of a greatest hits, but it features, it was a vote on Iron Maiden's website back in the late 90s, the top 20 Iron Maiden songs. So that's what's on here. 14 tracks on disc 1, disc 2 is 6 tracks, and then it's, for those of you that are too young to remember, you used to have to put a setup disc in your computer to install a game. So the rest of this CD is the setup part in your computer, and there's another cover there, which is really cool. And this is the game. I've never played the game. I don't know, I might pop it in a computer. Maybe check my girlfriend's computer, see if this works on here, and try it out. This was a 1999 release, so I was actually a teenager, so I was a little older than I thought when it came out. Alright, as you guys seen on my previous videos, let's put these together. Or my last video, I should say. I got a couple Saxon albums. I want a Saxon kick. So to round out the couple albums I started getting into, this is A Power and a Glory. I do own this on vinyl. This has much more bonus tracks on here. 2 from the recording sessions with Jeff Glicksman, and then also 7 demos from 1982. Cool color scheme there on the artwork. And I also grabbed Crusader. Again, awesome artwork. Saxon never disappoints with the artwork. Great new wave of British heavy metal band. Never got the acclaim they deserved. Again, more bonus tracks on here in these digipacks. One's from September 1983. There's also a cover of Helter Skelter, which obviously we know that song from the Beatles. And I like how I'm not a big fan of digipacks. I prefer jewel cases, but I like the way Saxon did this color scheme. And all these digipack remasters all have that same color scheme into it and that design. Next up, I have Whitesnake, Restless Heart. This is the 25th anniversary edition. I did not own the standard edition, which looks like that. This is an alternate cover, but this is the one I always see sold. 2-disc set. I believe this is Adrian Vandenberg on guitar. Did not look, but I'm almost see up Adrian Vandenberg. Awesome guitarist. Really funny guy also. So yeah, not the strongest Whitesnake album. Kind of surprised this had a 25th anniversary, but I guess David Coverdale wanted to put it out remixed, remastered to give it a whole different sound. It is good, like I said, just not the best. It's a Whitesnake album. Next up, Electric Light Orchestra. This is Secret Messages. I did need to own this to complete my ELO collection. I'm a big fan of ELO. This is their early to mid 80s stuff coming out here. Fortunately, these guys didn't have any huge hit singles like they did throughout the 70s on this album. And the one that came before it, which I have right here, Time. So I grabbed them together. So this one's cool. This is really a concept album all about science fiction and space travel. Released in 1981. This is the album that would follow up Discovery, which was a huge hit at the time with, Don't Bring Me Down. And then I got 2 more here. Let's see here. I'm drawing a blank right now on this guitarist here. I know his name. Danny Johnson. Dangerous Games by Alcatraz. It's the 3rd album released by Grand Bonnet Gang. First album obviously featured Yngwie Malmsteen. great guitarist. Second album featuring Steve Vai, who was actually stolen away by David Lee Roth after seeing a Alcatraz video. I mean, you can't really pass that up. It's David Lee Roth. Also, Steve Vai was a little more flashier, didn't fit into this hard rockin' sound of Alcatraz. So yeah, this one, Danny Johnson, another great guitarist, but then again, kind of hard to follow up, Yngwie and Steve Vai. All right, last one to show you. This one I was excited about. Not the best sound quality, which I kind of expected, but better than I thought of. Ozzy Osbourne, Montreal 1981, featuring Randy Rhodes. For those of you who don't know, Randy Rhodes is my all-time favorite guitar player. And to hear this live recording, I mean, it's the same tracks that's on Tribute and the second disc that came with the Diary of a Madman Deluxe Edition. But I mean, obviously Randy doesn't play his solos note for note, so it's really cool to hear anything from Randy unreleased. So this is a bootleg, one official bootleg. I don't want to say bootleg, it's actually an import. It's an official import. I want to say it was from Germany or United Kingdom. Anyway, amazing stuff. Really cool pictures. There's Ozzy in a tub. Cool stuff. I just got done listening to this. I love it. I'm so happy to have it. Alright everyone, so that is my recent CD purchases. I'm going to go ahead now and put everything back on my wall in order, alphabetical order. Like to keep everything organized. So those of you that have subscribed, again, thank you very much. I appreciate it. Those of you that haven't subscribed, please hit that subscribe button, like this video. You get updates every time I post a video, like these new CD purchases. Also have this new series I started with my showing off my complete Rolling Stones CD collection. I don't want to say complete, but my complete CD collection. So more bands coming up in that very soon. All right, everyone, thanks for watching. Take care.